Get this figured out. This road gon' give me whatever I need until I get this vision out. Then they gon' pay me whatever I ask, cause I got it figured out. Family be checking all up on a nigga to see how I'm feeling now. Damn, they love to see a nigga really make a killing now. I put a lock on the game and I hide the code and the keys. I am not playing no games, I really play this shit for keeps. That shit for me.
MaddenHeadz YouTube, what's going on? It is your boy, Coach DC, coming back at you today with another video, and that's probably one of my most favorite highlights of all times, because I think that was one of the first highlights I actually had when I started doing this YouTube channel. But what I'm talking about today is the return of the highball or high pass mechanic, whatever you call it. And also, one thing that I noticed, and this just goes hand to hand with what I noticed during the beta, is improved wide receiver maneuverability, or your ability to really navigate with the wide receiver. If you have your mechanics down, you understand how to pace yourself, how to run, how to get to the spot, man, you could do a lot with the receiver before the ball got there on the beta. And so I watch YouTube, so I watch other people talk about kind of the same subject matter at times, you know, when they try to explain stuff. And I'm like, man, you guys really need to be careful about who you're watching, because they'll just say, run to the spot, turn, tap the button. And I'm like, nah, it's way more to it than that. Understanding like the trajectory, the high pass or the having success down the field starts with understanding how to get the proper trajectory on the high pass. And so I know in the last year or so they kind of nerfed the high pass, because I guess it was so many people complaining about it. But really they did, but they didn't. There was still countless ways to get it done. Yeah, you would get some kind of weird knockouts or drops or stuff every now and then. I think people just kind of lost their will to take the chance, because it was just, to me, the risk didn't justify the success of it. And so normally you would end up throwing a pick or overthrowing, especially with the terrible overthrows. And so again, understanding how to control your trajectory, meaning it starts with your press of the button, understanding like how pressure sensitive the button is, and that there are different levels of pressing the button. Notice I didn't say hit. I want you to get yourself in the understanding of pressing a button. When you press something, normally your finger will stay on it for a certain duration of time, you know, until you get the desired result. And so I think that's the way we have to start understanding what we're doing when we're using the high pass mechanic and throwing the ball down the field. Now, another thing that Madden does a lot, y'all see me just taking y'all kind of through some of the highlights that I've had throwing the high pass, you know, from Maddens ago. But one of the things about throwing the high pass is it's L1, it's the L1 or LB button on PlayStation and respectively PlayStation and Xbox. A lot of people still to this day don't understand that if you press that button pre-snap and hold it when you snap when you snap the football, that a lot of the times, a lot of these functions, they register, but they don't register. So if there is some sort of negativity that comes along with making a high pass, and you get the big, header at the bottom that says high pass, you can kind of dispel that notion by using the high pass mechanic or the L1 or LB as a part of your pocket presence. So that means when you snap the ball and you hit X or you hit A, you should already be on the L1 or LB button, and that will take a lot of the a lot of the inconsistency out of just the pass itself, meaning that it just takes off and goes anywhere it wants to go and all that kind of stuff. And so utilizing just those two things, understanding that you can press the L1 or LB before it can be a part of your pocket presence. It actually helps your pocket presence. I've said that before here as well. and understanding that the different button presses or the different ways to press the button, meaning, you can, a lot of us bullet pass a lot. So normally we press and, we're trying to, I almost said something crazy. We're trying to just put the ball into a spot, by force, so to speak. And on this particular game, especially on the beta and on Madden 24, the thing that I've understood about the high pass all year long is, no, when you're using the high pass, you don't necessarily need to bullet pass a lot, unless you're just throwing a direct, straight line, straight window pass. And even in that, a lot of times the ball will sail. So you have to understand that how you press the button is so important in terms of getting the pass that you want. So you see, you could throw a high pass, a total lob. That's a high pass, but on this game it does not register because, again, I'm holding L1 or LB prior to the snap of the ball. Sometimes it will. It's the same thing with freeforming, actually. If you hold L2 or LT, whatever you call it, before the ball is snapped, and you just hold it through the process of making the throw, a lot of times the freeform won't even register. I do it every day. And so, but you will still get the benefits of freeforming, when you lead. And so, again, if I do it during the course of the play, then sometimes it will register. It's just a total inconsistency type thing. And so it's like, for me, if I know I'm gonna throw a high pass, or I know that a high pass is my first read, I will squeeze L1 or LB on Xbox prior to snapping the ball. Once the ball is snapped, I just use it in the course of my pocket presence. I never let it go. I go ahead and go to the passing icon already with that button engaged. And like I said, a lot of the times it won't register. Sometimes it will. It just really depends. I think it registers more in practice mode. So that's why you see all these. I like I said, I laugh because I see videos and they're just in practice mode, but they're talking about some of these mechanics, and I'm like, all right, where's the gameplay footage at? Show it to me in a game. I'm not gonna show you guys anything that I don't do in games. Period. Point blank. So for all you guys, especially for my new clients, and you guys wondering about my credentials to proclaim myself as the best teacher of mechanics in the game, man, just you can go back and watch Madden 20 videos and you will see me doing this same exact thing. If you knew me before Madden 20, you already know I was doing this same exact thing. So the level of consistency that I can show you with it is that speaks for itself. But again, every pass, there is a way to probably, incorporate a high pass into it. Against man-to-man, it's easy. Against zone, it's pretty easy. It's just you have to understand how to get it over the underneath guy if you need to, and have it to drop in the bucket before it gets to the next defender, or the next defender, he closes the window so fast that he gets the knockout. The knockouts are crazy on this game. And so a lot of times we'll blame the high pass, or we'll just blame that kind of stuff, and it's really just the knockouts are just sick like that. They'll even show a pass that's completed, but it'll look like it got dropped. And a lot of times, and sometimes, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes in the game, they actually will drop a wide open high pass. And I think that's probably the most discouraging part for guys is, when you get it right and you get the perfect scenario and the perfect situation, you get the throw, you get the animation, you get everything except for the catch. And so from the maneuverability standpoint, really, now look at the trajectory on the ball. It's high, but it's still direct, and so I'm still able to maneuver and swerve and slow down, hezzy, or shamgod as my boy calls it, to get myself into the position to make the catch. And so it's just like I said, sometimes it can be a high lob. It can be a high throw that's a lob. It can be a high throw that's a touch pass. It can be a low throw that's a lob. It can be unless you're using classic. And so really the functionality part of it is to understand that you can hit the button, or you can hold and press the button as a part of your pocket presence, and it will take some of the inconsistency off. You have to understand that, and you have to understand next part is within the press of the button, understanding, okay, do I need to lob this? How much or how fast do I need to hit the button to control the ball speed? Maybe it needs to be a touch pass on some plays. Even the bullet passes look like touch passes because the button's not held as long, and it's not held with as much velocity or as much strength as a lot of us do on a lot of our bullet passes. And so we have to just kind of really find the balance in between the two. Once you find the balance, man, it's gonna be all good. Because man, I'm getting real excited, man. The 16th is coming up. Anyway, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's your boy Coach. Bye.